Hello there. Atheist Junior here, your friend and humble narrator. And I know I made a community post the other day that said that the next stream I'm going to do was going to be Tuesday, the Whackin' Atheist Part 2 with Professor Dave. And that stream is absolutely still scheduled. So tune in for that. It's going to be Tuesday, 1 p.m. Central. But this morning, and please let me know in the chat if my audio is all good. This morning, I saw that Kent Hovind did another interview on this channel, Proverbs 27:17. Makes me think of Cyberpunk 2077. I've been playing that game a lot lately. And the interview is with his wife, Sandra, who's a lovely, lovely person. And the interview is so full of lies spewed out by Kent. And of course, everything he says is repeated and agreed with by the ventriloquist puppet sitting to his left, who has no individual thoughts or feelings of her own volition. There's no independent thoughts in her head. She simply is a recording device to repeat what Kent Hovind says and agree with it. That is her function in the marriage. You know what? I'm gonna turn my ceiling fan off really quickly. You gotta bear with me, guys. Sorry, but oh my god. Okay. I recently had to reinstall Windows 11 on my computer. So I had to set up everything in OBS again. So today's stream might be a little bit bumpy, but we're going to start this video. Hopefully I can work out the kinks in the meantime, but let's just let Kent start talking.
Hey everybody, Stephen Andrew here with Proverbs 27:17 YouTube channel. I have Pastor Hovind back again, and I have his lovely wife, Miss Sandra. You guys are going to be talking with us today about some of the court updates, as well as some new revelations we have about Cindy Lincoln and Mark Stoney. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
I'm trying to stay warm.
I can help with that.
Oh,
Ew. God.
so an update on the court date. When is it?
December 12th is the current date to hear her lie, her false claim that I body slammed her. I did not. We can talk about that if you'd like. She still maintains I did. She's lying through her teeth. Okay. So she maintains. So that's going to be December 12th, unless something comes up more important. It's been almost 2 years now since this happened. And so she waited almost 11 months after the event to claim that I body slammed her. This whole thing is so ridiculous. Anyway.
No, she didn't wait 11 months to claim you did it. She waited 9 months until she went public and officially left DAL and officially publicly broke off the relationship with you. But she certainly didn't wait that long just to claim it. And even if she did, that does not mean her claim. That doesn't cast doubt on her claim. This is literally the argument that rape apologists use against victims. They say she didn't report right away. She waited. Probably didn't happen.
So December 12th, but it's so low priority with the county. They may put it off for 10 more years. But there's, I think there's a murder case they got to take care of or something else. I don't know. But if the jury then says, well, there's no evidence he's not guilty, will she then shut up? Oh, no, she'll find something else. But
see, he uses that specific word a lot. Cindy should shut up. I wish she would shut up. Cindy should shut up. It's very rude. It's very rude. It's very juvenile, very immature. It's not, I don't think a man should talk about a woman that way.
Go ahead.
She will. Yeah, that's true. And luckily, there have been some new revelations that I've made sure have got to the proper locations. So we're hoping.
Oh, Revelations. That's a book in the Bible.
We can actually avoid that next hearing altogether and just have the whole thing dropped, as it should have been a long time ago.
It never should have happened. There was no crime ever. never. But boy, the atheists run with this, you know. She did have me, I didn't say arrested. I was already at the courthouse for something, for a driver's license, for a license plate or something. And the sheriff came and said, by the way, would you come next door? I need you to sign your name. They never handcuffed me or anything. I was not arrested.
That is a lie. That is a lie from the pit of hell, Kent Hovind. Because right here, we have the bail bond from Kent Hovind's arrest for August 30th, 2021, which is the date Kent's talking about where he went into the courtroom for the initial incident. Well, you know, all of this happened, and then this was the first official time that Kent went to court about this. And it's true, he went next door, was fingerprinted, and then handcuffed, and then arrested. And this is the bail bond with Kent Hovind's own signature on it. And if you read the newspaper article on that bail bonds, I don't know if you saw, but it mentioned that it was a $1,000 bond. And here we have a newspaper clipping that corroborates that same $1,000 number. And it says, there were several witnesses. The trial concluded around 5 p.m. I took the case under advisement. Connecticut County Sheriff's deputies initially arrested Hovind on July 30th, and he was released that same day on a $1,000 signature bond. Warrants for Hovind's arrest were originally issued on July 19th. So let's see. Let's look at this bail bond one more time. Well, I cropped it a little bit, but I'll have the image linked in the description of this video.
I mean, technically, I don't know, but no, I went next door, signed the paper, and they sent me home. Because she claimed I body slammed her. That's all.
Our jail is my home.
That's all it was.
Well, and you know, she's slowly, and it's sad, it's not funny even, but she's slowly losing her mind. As soon as you guys got out of court from your last hearing, she immediately went and filed another appeal against the PFA for something that happened back in February when you were at one of her formal properties. It wasn't even hers anymore. And I know that for a fact because I was in the lawyer's office when she had sold it a week before you were on that property. So she's getting desperate and she's grasping at straws.
Right. People need to understand the bigger picture. She came here to help in the ministry and was a great help for about a year. And eventually I married her. And we had a wonderful marriage for about 2 years. And then she wanted to control the thing. She wanted to be in charge. And she was always texting me. She got angry over everything. She was sleeping in the other bedroom over 60% of the time. And I made a promise. Got a ring. I kept my promise, you know, stayed faithful. Well.
Okay, we have a super chat from Coral Reef for $1.99. It says, "Oh boy, such original content. LOL. Love your work." I feel like that sounds sarcastic, but I know that you're definitely a very, very generous supporter of the channel. So thank you, Coral Reef. I'm glad that you enjoy the content.
I came out one morning and she had been texting me all night long. And so we have a video already on your channel about this, rather that she said, "Are you going to answer all my texts?" I sat down. I said, "Cindy, I'll be glad to answer all your texts, but I have to record this for my protection because if several lawyers told me record it." And boy, it's a good thing I did.
Yeah.
Have you heard the recording? Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
Well, she, I'd like to see her just shut up and go serve God and leave me alone. But no, she and Mark Stoney both, something is wrong. Mark Stoney was kicked out of the military for mental issues. He is a mental insane.
Wrong. Mark Stoney, Hovind. Mark Stoney, he also did a stream about this video. So go and watch his stream after this one. And he could speak more about this, obviously, because he's speaking from his own personal experience. But Mark was honorably discharged from the military. He was not kicked out for being mentally insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. Hovind.
My humble opinion. He's living alone with probably a 7-year-old daughter. He's accusing me of child pedophilia, which I'm not, ever have, never will. And I don't know what he's doing at home with his daughter alone. He's been living with her alone for years. He's a mental case. The military kicked him out for that, okay? So he and Cindy are now calling my wife.
Okay, we have another super chat for 8.99 British pounds. It says, "Love you, AJ. Love watching your content." I will say, guys, and thank you very much, Crawford. I really appreciate the super chat. I very much appreciate the generosity. So thank you. Please excuse any glitches or problems with the stream. I did set everything up today because I had to reinstall Windows 11 on my computer and it completely wiped all of my files. Of course, I had my stuff backed up for OBS, but I had to set everything up today. And I'm also this stream was set up very impromptu because I just found out about this video this morning, and I was also running around earlier today preparing for Thanksgiving, where I'm going to be having some family come stay. So, you know, please excuse the stream if it's a little tiny bit shitty. Hovind?
Children, grown children with grandchildren, and telling them bad things about us. Yesterday, we drove 4 hours over to Georgia for a family reunion with all of her kids and 14 grandkids. And the daughters texted this morning saying, "We don't trust Kent because Mark and Cindy are," one of the daughters said, "Mark and Cindy are texting us saying that he's a pedophile." Or
I highly doubt that they, sorry, excuse me. Oh, I highly doubt that Mark said that you were a pedophile, Ken. I think it's more accurate that he said that you are somebody who has literal convicted pedophiles at DAL, like Chris Jones, like Brady Byron.
something to that effect. This is just bold-faced lie.
Pedos.
Evil, just pure evil. Tell them I said so.
I agree. Adults making sexual contact with individuals who are too young to consent or mentally understand the complex dynamics of sex and relationships is evil. And anybody who enables it, supports it, like your friend Jim Bob Duggar and his son Josh Duggar, are evil. I just want to say really quick, Kent Hovind, when he got out of jail in 2015, do you know who picked him up from jail? Jim Bob Duggar, father of Josh Duggar. Josh Duggar recently, don't know if it's still going on, was having his trial for his child pornography case. On the laptop that Josh Duggar had, the FBI agent found a video called, excuse me, I'm going to look this up really quick. It was something like Destroying Danielle, where a girl under the age of 8 years old is tortured. And he said it was the most graphic and disturbing content he had seen in his entire career, which is over 30 years. So these are the type of people that Kent is associating with. So I highly doubt they called you a pedo, Kent. But you could sort of judge a man by his friends, can't you?
Okay. You want to say anything about that, Sandra?
I do. I just feel like Cindy has accused my husband of being a narcissist.
He is.
And I need to point out the fact that Cindy, typically when you are a narcissist, you accuse someone else of
Right.
being a narcissist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kent,
What? No, I don't think that's true. Somebody who's a narcissist typically cannot accept criticism. And they are extremely, extremely defensive, which Kent is. Somebody who is a narcissist is going to have delusions of grandeur where they think that they have made accomplishments in their life, be it academic, career-wise, relationship-wise, achievements they haven't actually made, and that they've earned titles they don't actually have, which Kent does. He claims to be a doctor. He claims to have four PhDs. And he doesn't have PhDs. Because for a school to give out a PhD, they have to be accredited. And if the school is not accredited, the PhD is not legitimate, and therefore is not equivalent with a PhD from a school like Harvard. So it's basically a worthless piece of paper that is fit to wipe your ass with. Narcissists are bullies. And bullies can dish it out, but they can't take it. They're glass cannons. That's what a narcissist is. Somebody who cannot accept the fact they are cannot accept being criticized. They cannot admit that they are wrong or that they did something wrong. Sound familiar? And constantly project what they are doing onto others. So yeah, hey, maybe you're right. Maybe narcissists do accuse others of being narcissists. Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe the blow up doll got something right.
Never accuse Cindy of being a narcissist. Who started that? Cindy did. That's one red flag. Second red flag, she wanted to say that Kent in her videos sent out his flying monkeys to attack her. No, she went to the flying monkeys, the atheists, to attack him.
I love that. They're literally talking about my channel because Cindy Lincoln, the first interview that she did was with me on my channel.
So
How many atheist channels has she been on? Steve, you were there.
Count at least 50 different channels and probably made 10 appearances on each one.
50 different atheist channels? I can tell you right now, she did not make 10 appearances on my channel. She made one appearance.
What is she trying to accomplish? She suddenly figured out she can't control this place. So now she wants to destroy it and me. What have I done?
She's sending out her flying monkeys. That's why she doesn't have to. She puts it out there and then they attack you. Yeah. That's what the flying monkeys is. But she was the first one to accuse him of sending out his flying monkeys. But it was in reverse. Cindy is doing that.
Who cares?
Another thing is she's manipulative. That's another trait of a narcissist. She went to the courtroom. I was there. And she stood up to the court, the judge, and she said, "Judge, will you promise to make all the people here that are going to testify promise that they will tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Because some people here," and she looked at Kent, "some people here are going to lie." And I was in.
How is that manipulative? The judge is going to do that anyway. How is that manipulative?
The courtroom when I heard her bald face lie to the judge.
Yep.
She herself is manipulative to the point where she will tell the judge he's going to lie when she lies. That's another narcissistic trait. She tells the judge, tries to get the judge angry at him before he even hears him by saying, my ex-husband does not like listening to the law or authority, and he's defied your order 3 times, judge.
That is 100% true that Kent is like that.
Making it seem like Kent is defying the judge's order 3 different times. Those 3 times, she herself went in his path 3 times.
The judge's order was stay away from her property, which
wrong. The order was to stay away from Cindy. That's what a restraining order is. Although technically Kent may be right here, and that might be why they redid the PFA and rewrote it. That's possible. But, still, obviously, the thing means don't go around Cindy.
I did. Okay.
That was no
I'm glad
longer
to stay
her
away
property.
from her.
Yep.
I'm thrilled to stay away from her.
But those 3 times, she went to a restaurant once, a restaurant where
I'm sorry, I missed a super chat from Coral Reef. So for $4.99, Coral Reef says, "I do genuinely love your content and I'm never sick of it." No, I knew that you weren't being sarcastic. I was just sort of memeing. But since I paused the vid, I am going to look up, or I'm going to show you guys, or rather read. We have one more. It's bold, not bald, for $1.99. What a silly woman. I'm going to read the symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. They have an unreasonably high sense of self-importance and require constant, excessive admiration. They feel that they deserve privileges and special treatment. They expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements. Make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are. Be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate. Believe they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people. Be critical of and look down on people they feel are not important. Expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them. Take advantage of others to get what they want. Have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. Be envious of others and believe others envy them. Behave in an arrogant way, brag a lot, and come across as conceited. Does that sound like it describes Kent Hovind? Kent Hovind. Insist on having the best of everything. At the same time, people with narcissistic personality disorder can have trouble handling anything they view as criticism. They can become impatient or angry when they don't receive special recognition or treatment. They can have major problems interacting with others and easily feel slighted. They can react with rage or contempt and try to belittle other people to make themselves appear superior. That's pretty much it. Do any of those sound like they describe Kent Hovind? Nah, he's not a narcissist. Ken, you little rascal. I could just pinch your cheeks.
She knows he was going to be the dyno van was outside. She parked right by the dyno van. She went in, she saw him, and she called him Pinocchio, and then later on laughed about that. She knew he didn't defy the judge's orders, but she's telling the judge that 3 times, telling the judge he doesn't like listening to authority. That's why he had tax issues, and she throws everything under the bus, tells one tiny bit of truth, and then
what? She told one bit of truth that Kent has avoided paying taxes, and he's avoids coalescing to authority.
Manipulates it with lies. On one of her, she goes to the court for any reason. She gets the cops to sign anything just to get things put in place. On this one, when she went there, she's going and said that once again he defied the order to stay away when she was at a 4-way stop sign at a yard sale. He dodged her and stayed away from her. Well, in that, she says, I have Eric Collier, Attorney General in Montgomery, investigating possibly money
That would be pronounced Eric Collier.
laundering. That has nothing to do with the 4-way stop.
Nor are we doing that.
Donor fund manipulation
Misappropriation.
and pedophile ring. So you see what she does? She stops at a stop sign just to be able to go to the police to add all this stuff. Say,
What the heck is she talking about? What is she talking about? Yeah, this incident, one of the incidents where Cindy claims Kent violated the PFA, there was a 4-way stop sign, but Cindy wasn't at the stop sign. She was sitting outside of her friend's house at her garage sale where Kent drove up, parked in front of them, and stared at Cindy from the car for 5 minutes. Okay, what is she talking about? Cindy, what? And yeah, she is making these other claims to the court about other things that Kent did wrong. So what?
Sadomasochistic pornography.
She claimed that Steve did that a while ago.
Production.
Okay, we have a super chat from Coffee Mom for $1.99. It says, he reminds me of my ex-stepdad. I don't know who's worse. Well, I understand the feeling.
like we do that here. Drug cover up and general fake front. So she herself is at a stop sign where she didn't even need to be, just to file a report to add all of that. And that's being manipulative. Once again, that is a narcissistic trait. Now she also is going into my family, and I feel like really pressing charges for harassment. She is harassing my family. She is doing things that's unethical.
Okay, we have a super chat from Quagmire TV. Gay marriage. God damn it. I forget how that goes. Remember, Mr. Hovind believes himself to be a sovereign citizen, which clouds every legal and government-related things he does. Oh, 2 holes can't make a hole without a hole. Giggity, 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 ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
It's texting my
Look it up on YouTube.
son here on my phone. I have about 12 texts between her and my son.
Who's 17 years old.
And at the time, she started texting him at age 16. And she says, Kent is a thief. He's misappropriating donor funds every day. his new wife, Sandra, which is me, is extremely duped and intentionally groomed for public relations only and for a sex toy, just like I was. Now, you do not send my 16-year-old son or my other family members that type of stuff. That
Right.
was so, and she doesn't stop. She just continues, and my son will ask her, please stop texting me. Please don't write this. So yesterday was the first
Dude, just block her then. Just block Cindy's number then. It's not
time
hard.
he just blocked her. He tried to be nice. He's only 16, 17. He's impressionable. He doesn't want to hurt someone's feelings.
Oh, okay. So somebody who's 16 is impressionable? Does that mean that if somebody is young, they're impressionable? Does that mean it's bad to maybe try to indoctrinate them in religion? I mean, 16 is fairly mature, you know, compared to like, you know, being a kid. But I mean, I don't know.
He didn't want to hurt her feelings, but many times he kept saying, please don't text like that. Please don't write like that. I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
those
see
are
it, but
very sexually charged conversations from an adult woman to a child.
How? How are they sexually charged? What? How?
And as you
Yes.
mentioned earlier, that's something that narcissists do. They project. Maybe that relates
Yes.
back to Cindy being the pervert in
Yes.
reality.
She goes on and on and on, text after text, but she thinks she throws in a little bit of truth, but here she has somebody's past story that has nothing to do with my husband, nothing. She throws in the past story and said, is this guy a liar? Well, what does that have to do with my husband? She's like, and is this person a liar? And she's trying to brainwash my son.
Well, and
And-
she has brainwashed at least one of your daughters, because yesterday I'm at a family reunion. We've been married 14 months. I'm trying to be grandpa. All the little kids are running around. Most of them are, you know, little bitty, 3, 4 years old, and a couple of them even smaller than that. And so when we're sitting at Thanksgiving dinner table, she's holding the kid. I would, you know, put my hand on the shoulder. Hey, I'm grandpa, you know. And the mother came and got him, took him away because Cindy told her that I'm a pedophile.
Kent indeed did have Mark Stoney's daughter, Mackenzie. Apparently she was in the room and she said that she was involved with giving Kent a massage along with other people at DAL. I don't know how old she was at the time, but yeah, she was she was involved, which obviously she should not have even been involved in that situation, especially without Mark Stoney's awareness or permission. Not a Hovind fan in the least, but here's some shit for $2. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Ralph Wiggum. Thanks, Ralph. Why isn't Sand? Because everything's a double standard. Everything is okay when we do it, but when Cindy does it, it's an outrage.
On top of that, here, Isaiah
That's a
says,
vicious lie.
It's a vicious lie to
Isaiah
break up a
says,
good family. That's
"Don't
all it
talk
is.
to me
I don't claim that Kent Hovind himself is a pedophile. I don't have evidence of that. I claim that he is a pedophile enabler. I claim that it's proven that Kent has situations where he's had pedophiles around him. Listen to the Apologia video where Kent Hovind goes out of his way to tell Cindy and everyone at the camp, it's my decision. If I say that Chris Jones is allowed on DAL, he is allowed. If you don't like that, leave.
about this. I don't have nothing to do with it. That's my son. Whether Kent is brainwashing me or not, he hasn't. He has been the best stepfather. He is a good, godly man, no matter who says he is or isn't. Do not text me about this stuff again or my family. I'd want to check. If you want to check in to be nice, I'm all for it, but no drama or accusations or whatever you want to call it. I have no proof of anything. I'm here to serve God. God knows the truth. So that's how my son responds to her, but she will not stop. Then she'll say, well, it seems like you and your family are just being bribed off by him and you're so okay with him being so evil with everybody else. So she won't stop, but these are common traits of a narcissist.
You
Well, it's-
definitely
it's-
need to take those conversations to the police department because he's a minor and those are very charged conversations.
And could somebody in the comments, maybe I missed it. What did Cindy say that was sexually charged? What do you expect the cops to do? You gonna call the cyber police? I'm gonna call the state police and the cyber police. Cause you done goofed, Cindy. Consequences will never be the same.
And very explicit for a woman of her age to have with a 16-year-old. That is highly inappropriate and shameful.
There's a lot of stuff going to the police department and the FBI. She illegally bugged my house for a long time.
The FBI? Come on, dude. Okay, from Sir Psycho Sidekick. Is that a reference to the Red Hot Chili Pepper song? For $10, it says, it's awesome to see you call out Cat Hovind. The world needs to know what kind of monster he is. Keep up the good work. Big fan. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Appreciate that. I love my viewers. Really, you guys are a great community. I have the best community on YouTube. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if that's a cliche. It's true. I have the best fans on YouTube. From Johnny Rapine for 2 smackers. Gay marriage ruins sanctity of Kent's 4 marriages. Why don't we go for 5? Let's make it a quintilogy. Let's make it a quintet of wives.
And had you transcribed the recordings and
you get a wife. You get a wife. You get a wife. Everybody gets a wife.
look for something.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Well, that's very-
the FBI in Mobile does have that well,
It is a reference to Red Hot Chili Peppers. I knew it.
it's actually a video
And thank you for the $2 super chat.
confession from multiple sources, so they have proof that she admitted to illegally recording you. She really has enough on her plate right now that she should just think about leaving you alone. And that could also apply to Mark Stoney. You know, Mark Stoney has just got arrested. He's got his own court date coming up here shortly. He's got enough going on in his life that he needs to worry about his home also.
Mhm.
I,
Yes.
I am so busy with the ministry here. I don't care what they do. Go serve God. If you don't like the way I do it, go do.
Yeah, you clearly don't care, Kent. Oh, I don't care what they do. That's why I'm literally making this video saying I wish they would stop. I wish Cindy would stop doing what she's doing. I wish she would shut up. Just shut up, bitch. Oven. Hey, what do you tell a woman with 2 black eyes? I already told her twice. Oven, you hit her with 2 Bibles. Okay, from Colossia 789, who's one of my channel members, for a $20. Thank you. Cat Oven. Vomiting emoji, cat emoji. Oven.
Do it better next door. Buy the property across the street. Build your own dinosaur adventureland. Fine.
Oh, buy the property? Not everybody can just buy a property that costs $250,000. Not everybody, not just anybody, can have somebody buy them a property that costs $250,000 and then they give it to them for free. Most of us don't. And does anybody in the chat, did any of you get given a property of 200 acres that cost $250,000 and they give it to you for free? Let me know. I didn't. Johnny Rapine for $2. It says Sandra is the beginning of the second trilogy of wives. the Second Testament. Second Testament. Oh, I need I need a new wife. Oh, Hovind needs a new wife. Hovind needs a new life.
I'm just trying.
I can't keep up with these super chats, guys. From Crawford Fulton King for $8.99. Can't the authorities in Lenox, Alabama arrest all the adults who take minors to DAL for willingly endangering their kids by taking their children onto properties known to be frequented by pedos? Potentially, there are people who could get in trouble with Child Protective Services who are there. But no, I don't think that this would be the right course of action because there are people who go to DAL and who have their children there. And I don't think that they should all be arrested because of that. I say focus on the people like Chris Jones and Brady. I say arrest the actual pedos, but let's not, because if you arrest the parents, that's not going to create a good situation for the kids either, is it? No. So that's just my take.
I'm real busy trying to serve God. It's Sunday. Took everybody to lunch, preached this.
It's Sunday. I'm working on the Sabbath. I'm working for the weekend. Working. Working for the weekend, working overtime, Hovind.
This morning, gave a tour today already.
Right.
It's a real. We're just trying to serve God. Anyway, I went into Marvin's in Monroeville about a week ago, and the manager said, "Mr. Hovind, did you know your ex-wife Cindy was in here trying to charge stuff on your account?"
Oh, man. This is an intense stream. Why don't we take a break? To everybody in the chat, everybody watching at home. And thank you. Thank you for all the people watching. We have about 225 people watching. I would like to ask people in the live chat, people watching at home, maybe we could bow our heads in prayer and take a moment to say not the Lord's Prayer, but the Kent's Prayer. So, bow your heads, please. Do it. Do it. I'll be watching. Our Doctor, which art in Lennox, Hovind be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on YouTube as it is offline. Give us this day our daily stream, and forgive us our trolling, as we forgive them that troll us, and lead us not into tax evasion, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory hole, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you.
I said, "What?" Well, we used to send her to Marvin's, the lumberyard, to get stuff once in a while, like,
Yep.
Everybody around here does. We'd give them the credit card or something. Well, she went in there trying to do something, a week and a half ago. I got the police report. I went right to the police. What's the date on this thing? Police report in.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Can't stop, he says I'm gonna win big. Choose not a life of imitation. Distant cousin to the Hovind nation.
November 9th, 2022.
Red hot Hovind peppers.
I went into the police station and said, "Look, I'd like a report on this. They're gathering a file on her. She should shut up, leave me alone, go away before it gets worse, because it's going to get much worse if she keeps."
What does that mean? Kent? What does that mean? You threatening Cindy? You brave man.
This up. Okay. I just want to serve God. She left. I didn't leave her. I've never left anybody.
Yeah. You never do anything wrong, Kent. You've never done anything wrong in your fucking life.
The Bible says if the unbelieving depart, you're not under bondage.
If the unbelieving fart, they didn't deal it.
She left. She claims I stole. Get that last report about me stealing money from her. Okay. She claims this all the time. Here's what happened. Okay. Her dad gave her a house in California. She sold it, brought a bunch of money here, and she bought 3 houses and still had money left over. Here's what she said. This was when's the date on
Yeah. Yes, I wrote it beforehand, Zach. Okay. So what?
this one?
That was pretty early on. in my
Okay.
report. Mhm.
She said to our
From Nitsa Trap. That's funny. For $1.99. That was the best prayer I've heard in a long time. Well, thank you, Nitsa. I guess Zach doesn't agree.
her son Isaiah.
And not to interrupt, but she sent that to all of my Facebook friends. That was so inappropriate.
Okay, she says, "I lived at Dinosaur Adventure Land for 5 years, devoted my blood, sweat, tears, and finances to the ministry,
Did she? Never mind.
and to Kent as my beloved husband. I once thought Kent was a great man of God too,
I devoted my cum.
but now I know what his family and many former volunteers knew before. Kent Hovind is not what he seems. 3 guilty verdicts Connecticut County courts have awarded me against Kent Hovind." This is simply a lie, okay?
Yeah.
One judge simply said, "Yes, you're guilty of body slamming her," and that whole case will be completely.
Yeah, one judge found me guilty of domestic violence that I was accused of in the one trial where I was accused of it. Yeah, dude, you got found guilty of it. I don't understand. I'm like sweating because Kent is annoying me so
gone.
much.
It's
I don't understand how you can downplay that. You were found guilty of it, Kent.
novo, starting from scratch. That'll be gone on the 12th. Okay, it's a new judge this time. Okay, so what's the other 3? She accused me of breaking the PFA, protection from abuse, because I drove into the garage sale saw her sitting behind the counter and left right away.
And stood there, parked for 5 minutes staring at her, then got out and talked to the owner of the house, the husband of Cindy's friend that she was sitting with, for another couple minutes, and then left, and then did the same thing another time on a different day. Oh, yeah, okay.
And you won that.
And I won that.
But I mean, I guess Cindy was just lying when she said that you parked and stared at her for 5 minutes, Kent, and you smiled and waved. You said in the court, in the stream you did about the court, or the interview you did, sorry, about the court date, you said that you waved at Cindy. So did you see her and immediately leave, or did you see her and then wave at her, Kent? Story's changing.
Yep.
She said the Georgia judge awarded her 3 girls. She's either lying or so anyway. Okay. Kent's inner circle is pedophiles, drug addicts, thieves, and abusers.
If I can interrupt again.
Sure.
That's fairly accurate.
When you're a pastor, you are going to know all kinds of people. It's going to be never ending.
Right here, the shit Sandra says here is bizarre.
Pastor Carter in Florida, he was in with the prison ministry. When they come out, you want to disciple them. You want to help them. That's a pastor's job. If we're just talking about our next door neighbor who has no discernment and has no business being friends with people, that's completely different. But a pastor's job is taking the place of Christ's job in that aspect, where you're going to try to help these people. You do go down to, say, drug addict places where you're going to try to help them when they get out. So knowing people as a pastor, every pastor.
If you really wanted to help these type of people, you would not speak about them in terms like drug addict. Okay? You would say you're interacting with people who are dealing with substance abuse issues. Okay? That right there is a dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway. You don't call somebody a drug addict and say, "Oh, I care so much about these people." That right there proves you're full of shit.
Pastor would admit to knowing.
Because if you use that language, that means you don't understand the fact that substance abuse and addiction issues are not an issue of criminal justice. They're not an issue of crime. They're not an issue of morality. They are a medical issue, because addiction is a disease, okay? And you wouldn't judge somebody who has diabetes, okay? You wouldn't judge them and say they're less moral because they have diabetes. And this attitude is part of the reason that there are a lot of problems in this country, because our government and our law enforcement system has this same attitude, where they strictly view substance abuse problems as an issue that needs to be criminalized, where people need to be jailed, and they don't view it as a medical issue, as a mental health issue, as a poverty issue, as a race issue, as a issue of sociology. They view it as these people committed a crime, they need to be punished, and they need to be separated from their kids. Because if somebody's addicted to drugs, and I hate to go off on a tangent here, but if somebody's addicted to drugs, do you think taking their kids away is going to make them not want to use drugs, or do you think it's going to make them want to use more? Let's think about that as our question of the day.
The same thing.
Sure. I know a lot of people on drugs. Randy, you were with me in jail for 9 months, okay? We know lots of ex-drug addicts. We have a zero tolerance here. If somebody...
Again, substance abuse issues. And when somebody has those, they're always... The concept is it doesn't matter if they become sober, they're always going to be somebody who's addicted. They're still going to be an addict, no matter what, okay? Because it's a lifelong problem that people deal with. You know what I mean? Ever heard of a dry drunk? Look, I don't mean to get on my soapbox here, but Sandra, it's just ignorance.
He takes drugs, marijuana, they're gone.
Marijuana is not a drug. Cocaine is a drug, okay? I used to suck dick for coke. You ever suck some dick for marijuana? Yeah, I didn't think so.
So no, there's no drug addicts here.
Boo this man. Half-Baked. I was quoting Half-Baked. I've never actually... Stop. Don't get any ideas, chat. I see you. I see you, diploma mill doc, angry atheist, and Murph. I see you. I can see your thoughts. Okay, don't judge me.
I mean, if they're doing it, they're really good at sneaking it around. We do drug testing once in a while. So she's simply mistaken or lying about that. Pedophiles. There are no pedophiles here that I'm aware of. I have one friend who lives 500 miles from here who 35 or 40 years ago was guilty of a little bit of fondling somebody, one of his own children. And so they're holding that over him now for the rest of his life. I don't think there was ever a court case on that at all. Just the son came forward and accused him. So there's
And that makes it okay? I'm speechless.
there's no guilty verdict anywhere.
And he doesn't live at Dinosaur Adventureland.
No.
Anymore.
He's not at Dinosaur Adventureland.
What about Chris Jones? You're talking about Brady Byram. What about Chris Jones? Chris Jones literally abused Zaire on DAL campus. I don't care if you say that it was Cindy's property and not on the campus. It was at DAL just last year. Chris Jones gave Zaire Robitussin until he was stumbling around, okay? And we don't know what else happened to him, but fuck you for mentioning Brady and not even bringing up Chris Jones, Kent. I'm almost done with this video. I can't watch any more of it. I'm getting pissed off.
I mean, friends all over the world.
It's a far stretch to say because you've known a person with that in their past that there is a pedophile ring there. That's an absolute lie. And they've made similar allegations that there's a prostitution ring there. But I've been to Dinosaur Adventureland many times. There is such a shortage of females there, period, that you're having to beg online for wives.
Why am I not surprised this dude is the type of fucking douchebag who would call women females? Ugh, I can't stand that. Can't stand that. It's like guys who call women bitches. Oh, I'm gonna fuck so many bitches. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off with your sexist trash, dude. Why don't you grow up?
To come find these young men. I mean, the lies, it's insane.
I'm sorry, is this funny, Sandra? Okay, you know what? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, I can't watch any more of that video. So, we are going to watch a palate cleanser. So just give me 1 moment. Real high quality stream here, boys. Thank you guys for all the support, though. Really. Okay, we're gonna have a palate cleanser, and then we're gonna wrap the stream up.
Cigarettes, 10 packs. I eat cigarettes, 10 packs a day. I love the taste of Thai tobacco in a butt buffet. I try to get children to have a munch. Hey, sport, I got some cigarettes. Want some lunch?
No, thank you, Mr. Cigarette Man. I got a better source of sustenance here in my hand. I'm a Bible munching healthy boy kind of a person. So take a bite here. I'm like King James Version.
Cigarettes, 10 packs.
So okay. Sorry, janky ass stream. Is it wrong to call women females? No, it's just that guys that tend to do that come off as very creepy to me. It's not wrong. It just makes you. I don't know, it's just weird. Okay, guys, I'm starting to lose my voice. So thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for all the super chats. We have one more from Valkyrie Vision for $1.99. It says, thanks, AJ. Love you. 5. Take care of yourself. I don't think I missed any. Yeah, if I did, I'm so sorry. Let me know in the comments. But thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you. That was a video from Gus Johnson. I just felt like this stream was so nasty. I like to play a more funny, irreverent video at the end of the stream. But yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're getting real close to 6,500 subs, so that's awesome. Consider, oh, before I forget this, I want to thank the people who support me on patreon.com every single month. I've been really bad about remembering to say the names of the people who support me on Patreon. So I want to do that right now. Sorry, real janky stream. Okay. So I want to say a big thank you to my patrons who support me on patreon.com. I just recently had somebody sign up to send me $100 a month on Patreon. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, thank you so much. Seriously, Vlad, thank you. Wow. Incredible generosity. So big thank you to David Street, Regios, Pterodactyl Hunter, Jack, Stacy C. Stacy C is my girlfriend. And nobody can tell me otherwise. Thanks, Stacy. JC Magruder, Pumpkin J, Alicia L, Dave Wilkinson, Ryan, Christopher Johnson, Peter Emanuelson, Ian Chen, I don't know who that guy is, somebody should arrest him, Professor Flynn, CL, Robert Anthonat, Noah's Hangover, great username, Thomas M. Gallipoli, sounds like Galileo, Tapioca Weasel, Patrick Summers, Geo, Luke Stevens, Lisa Swanson, Daniel Hartwell, James Clay, more like James Gay, Flash Prez Blue Wolf, Mark Reed can't read, Matthias Breiter, sounds like a Canadian, Jarrett Tilford, Eric Guthrie, and Vlad, thank you. $100 at the God tier of my patrons. The only one, God tier, $100 a month of support. Thank you, Vlad. So thank you. Thank you to my fans. Thank you to my viewers. Thank you to all the people in the side chat, live chat. Thank you to the people watching this video on replay. I'll see you guys in the next video on Tuesday. Professor Dave, Whack and Atheist Part 2. And I'll see you later. I'm going to go.